What advice would you give them, people like me 10 years ago, what advice would you give them to actually start training?
I think a person should find something that they enjoy doing. There's this huge stigma that exercise is not enjoyable, that, or to lose weight, you need to do A, B, and Z, right? But I believe that consistency is the key to success.
What's the minimum age somebody should start doing personal training or workout?
From probably age of 14.
Okay.
But you can start as early as 10 doing bodyweight exercises.
I know Ronaldo does cycling inside a swimming pool. That was shown in lots of videos.
That's to preserve his joints because of the grinding and prevention of osteoarthritis. So basically,
it's better for the joints.
It's better for the joints.
All right. Okay. I was thinking last night about astronauts. Okay, because you see, weight training is all about gravity.
That is very, very interesting. So
they can't do push-up.
What can we do?
What kind of body do women like?
So what we are looking for in men, is that what you're asking for?
Yes,
Man's body, right? Okay.
Yes. Welcome to the another episode of Rollover Show. Today our guest is one of the top 5 UK fitness model. She is an entrepreneur. She has her own Podiatry clinic. She is also quite renowned personal trainer. Her journey is nothing short of inspiring. In this show, we're going to talk about different type of workout exercises, what common mistakes people do. We're going to talk about exercises done by astronauts. Lots of myths, lots of mistakes people do. We're going to talk about nutrition. It's going to be a fun-filled podcast. And enjoy your time with this new Rollover Show. Welcome to the show, Ryta Wise.
Thank you, Vinil. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. Just before we start, I was just wondering, why rollover? Why is that name?
When I started this podcast, I couldn't find a name. And what I realized, any company which starts with ROL is a successful company, like Rolls-Royce, Rolex, Rollerball pen, and also a lot of people working to the successful people, CEOs, professional people. When they drive while rolling in their car, they listen to podcasts. Right? I don't listen to music anymore because you gain so much knowledge. And there is another problem with the new social media. You get lots of wrong information through Facebook or Insta. I mean, I saw a fitness guy. He was telling in the Instagram, he was saying that to get six-pack, you don't have to work out. And I was thinking, what? And he was saying, you just drink 4 bottles of water, you sleep 8 hours, and just have 2 meals, and you get six-pack. Right. And these kind of myths are not right. And podcast gives you the right information, the correct information by the specialist people like you. So that's sense. Why podcast and rollover.
Excellent. Thank you.
So thank you for coming in. And let's start with your journey. Tell me about yourself.
Right. So right now, I am
Tell me from the beginning.
Pardon?
Tell me from the beginning.
So I'm a personal trainer.
Yeah.
And I also opened up my podiatry clinic. I'm still kind of working through.
But tell me in the beginning, what was your first job?
My first job. My very first job was actually a newspaper girl. I was selling newspapers.
My God. Look at Cam, another newspaper girl.
That's how all successful people start.
You know our first guest.
Yeah.
What he told me, that the guy who created Rolls Royce, his first job was a paper boy.
That's it.
And then I asked him, my first case is also a multimillionaire, and I asked him, what was your first job? And he said, newspaper boy. And there you go. We have another newspaper girl.
There you
So
go.
you're bound to be a multimillionaire.
I think everyone just start with, selling newspapers.
I'm going to tell my daughter to start
I think you should.
being a newspaper
Definitely.
girl.
I'm going to tell my son.
Okay. So
That's
that
what
was
we
your
did.
first job.
That was my very first job.
How old were you?
I was in school. I was in high school, so it must be 15, 16 years old.
15, 16 years
Yeah.
old.
So I was selling newspapers after my school
And then
hours.
you became a commando.
That happened later on in
Why?
university.
Tell me why you decided to become a commando.
Well, I grew up in a military family. So my dad came from military all the way 20 odd years. He's been made it really high in his ranks. And then my mom joined military as well as an accountant for the same military base my dad worked. And it's always been part of my life.
That
military.
inspired you.
It
It
totally
is
did.
part of your DNA.
I think it was just a calling. So when I was doing my degree back in university, back in Ukraine, they offered to have like a double degree, double major in military psychology while gaining a rank.
What I realized that you were also assistant director in a media advertisement company as well.
At the same time, yeah. So I was trying to earn a living as well while studying.
Okay.
And just a wee side job. And I did, I worked as an assistant director.
Was it hard time being a commando with all the boys?
I quite enjoy it. I'm quite bossy, and that probably what makes me a good personal trainer.
I know you are bossy. Yeah.
Yeah. So it just came naturally, and I think my dad raised me to be quite an assertive girl. So I knew what I wanted. No, I did not feel intimidated in the slightest.
And then you migrated to London with your boyfriend.
Yes. So 11 years ago, I did move to London.
What was your first job in London?
I sold coffee. I made coffee. I was a barista.
And how much did you get at that time?
So I worked for cash in hand and I earned £5 per hour.
£5 per hour.
I worked 11 hours.
Amazing.
It was a good job. I learned how to make good coffee, and I love coffee.
Very interesting. And then you still started studying in London.
So the way it happened, so I started doing access to medicine course in college because I was thinking of doing medicine. At that time, holding degrees from Ukraine, I couldn't use them because the governance is different. So I have a degree in social work governance from Ukraine. And obviously I couldn't use it because all the legislation was different. So I thought, what else could I do? Well, not repeating the studies, learn something new. But
when did you start doing personal training?
That came in after I had my son. So it was a year after I had my son. That was my way out of deep postnatal depression.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's when. So you were asking when I decided to do my studies. When I was in London, that's where I found a podiatric medicine degree, and I applied for that. And that's how we moved to Glasgow later on to study in uni.
That's a journey.
That's the journey to Glasgow. And
then paper girl to being an entrepreneur now.
Yeah, to owning my own podiatric clinic and having personal training business.
Wow. The role of our podcast is a podcast about success. That's why you are here.
Thank you. I appreciate you recognizing that success.
Okay. Let's talk about personal training. There are different types of workouts like lunges or deadlifts or squats or whatever. Which is the toughest workout?
Toughest workout? I think it's very individual. I don't think you can pinpoint one because...
No, I mean, toughest in the sense, which is the workout which does the most for you? In the sense, which does which muscle, maximum types of muscle? Which workout is that?
So that specific goal, building a muscle, for that, for building muscle, then we're talking hypertrophy resistance training. So going to the gym and lifting heavy weights, that would build you maximum amount of muscle. But not everyone has the same goal.
I saw a table in Wikipedia. I'll probably supply a cam after that. It showed various type of exercises and what exercises does which part of your body. And like greens like a graph, like a matrix.
Okay.
Deadlift is the worst. Deadlift is the worst.
In terms of what?
So it does maximum number of muscles.
Gotcha.
So that's one of the things. What's your advice for people who are reluctant to go to gym? I mean, I do a lot of workout. I've been doing workout for 10 years now. My reasoning for doing workout was because I had health problems. Some people do workouts to look good. Most of the people do workout to look good. And there are professional people like you who are like, that's their hobby, right? Are there any other type of people who do workouts?
There are a type of people who fight their demons in the gym, or workout is their...
Vent it out.
Yeah, their mental, all it out, their stress relief. They're not necessarily after any aesthetic goal or any strength goal, but there is a huge
Like
amount
punch
of
the
people...
boxing bag or something.
Whatever their
Right.
passion is. They could be punching a bag, it could be lifting heavy, deadlifting heavy, squatting heavy, or just sweating it out, going to the class and just jumping it out and sweating it out. And just that stress release is what makes
Do
for them.
people, do you get people who have disability issues who can do some exercise? Do you have clients like that?
I used to have clients like that, yes. So a couple of people that I train at the moment, they have debilitating medical conditions. They're not necessarily visibly disabled or physically disabled in our kind of regular way, how you would expect a disabled person to look. But they have their challenges, physical challenges that we need to overcome. I do work with people like that. And also in the gym, you see a lot of people who inspire me probably the most because they just keep going no matter the struggles. We have people with multiple sclerosis come to the gym. They lose, all the power in their legs. They use walking frames, walking sticks, but they're still there, smashing the workouts and doing the classes.
Okay. You might be having lots of clients. What is the common mistake which you find amongst them when they're doing a workout? Most common mistake.
Most common mistake?
Yeah.
Bad form. That's probably the most common mistake.
Bad form.
Bad form, performing an exercise.
Explain.
So not taking the muscle through the full range of motion. So not doing exercise properly, basically. So not doing it and putting themselves at risk of an injury later on, or not achieving the most effectiveness from the exercise by not doing it correctly. So I would say that.
Do you recommend any kind of special footwear for doing workouts?
It depends what kind of workouts we're doing, but as a podiatrist especially, we do specialize in footwear. So for running, you will have special running shoes. For gymming, you would have your arch support, kind of straight sole.
So you might have different shoes for treadmill.
For different workouts, yes, absolutely. And for outdoor running, yes, if you're doing hill running, that's completely different type of shoe as well.
Okay.
Because all the properties from the shoe come from the demand that you're putting on the shoe.
I was reading an article about Mr. World. Mr. World, 5 times Mr. World. This guy, very sad story. So at a young age, he started working out and he won several medals, gold medals and everything. He was wearing wrong footwear and he tried to overexert himself, and his spine got crushed and basically collapsed, and the whole thing went on him. And he was on the bed ridden. He was bedridden for 4 years. And somebody so passionate about things, for his, working out, bodybuilding was his life. And he used to just cry for several years. And then he built himself up, and he again started working out once he was better. And he started winning again.
That is very
So it was all about the wrong footwear.
That is very, very true. I cannot stress it enough. I probably give advice to my patients when they come and see me. 97% of the time they're wearing wrong footwear for what they're doing. It's not necessarily even working out, it's just for life as well. So, yeah.
Another common mistake which people do are people who do workout without a personal trainer.
Absence of knowledge. I do believe that not everyone requires a personal trainer on continuous basis. And I mean someone standing there and watching them do every single exercise every single time. However, it is important to have someone to teach you in the beginning, the way to do it, and then you can go solo after that.
I tell you what, the guy who collapsed, he was doing in his home gym on a Sunday and he had no staff and the barbell fell on him and there was nobody to look at him. That is another problem.
That is a very big problem.
Yeah.
So people you need a training partner.
People think, I have a home gym, not a problem. I'll do it alone. One single mistake and you're gone.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend certain exercises. Yeah,
and this is Mr. World.
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree with you. If you're attempting to do something so strenuous as, lifting your 1 rep max on a deadlift, on a squat, on bench, whatever it might be, with a free bar, with no safety in place, then totally you do need someone to look after you.
Yeah. The moral of the story is do not do personal training alone. Yeah.
Sure.
How would you inspire? 10 years ago, I used to drive by a gym, a glass gym, and I used to see people running on treadmills and lifting weights. And I used to think, waste of time, right? Till I got my health problems. That was my trigger to do personal training. And I know that a lot of people have the same problem. They have this in their head, but there's no initiative to actually do it unless something happens or somebody pushes them. What advice would you give them, people like me 10 years ago, what advice would you give them to actually start training?
I think a person should find something that they enjoy doing. There's this huge stigma that exercise is not enjoyable, that, or to lose weight, you need to do A, B, and Z, right? But I believe that consistency is the key to success. So for a person to start exercising, they just need to start exploring and finding the thing that they might enjoy, that involves activity, that involves working out. Because not everyone needs the same program, right? So not everyone needs the same resistance training in the gym. So someone might go and enjoy high intensity classes, and that's going to be their thing, and that's how they are going to improve their health. Someone will go do Zumba, which is like dancing, cardio class, and if they are able to stick with it for a long time, that's going to give them much more benefit rather than doing something they don't enjoy. They slag off, they really have to battle every time coming to the gym. So I think just starting exploring and finding something that they might enjoy on the long run.
Also, you look better, and you get better choice of clothes.
100%. That comes as a secondary. A lot of people do focus on aesthetics when they do decide to join the gym or just do a workout. But probably switching from that to some other goal, like strengths, like being able to play with your kid, play football with run after your toddler. That's a much better goal to have rather than aesthetics, because your body or the way the body improves will come naturally, secondary always.
What's the minimum age somebody should start doing personal training or workout? What's the minimum age?
Minimum age, I would say from when they're young, from when they're kids. So I am a huge believer that we should introduce our kids to sports, to fitness, to activity.
No, actual weight training.
Weight training, you mean, resistance training. From probably age of 14.
Okay.
But you can start as early as 10 doing body weight exercises.
How old is your son?
My son is almost 10.
Does he do workout?
9.5, yes. I showed him some of the things. So we do
at
sometimes. At home, yeah.
Okay.
He's not allowed in the gym yet until he reaches 10.
What's the minimum equipment you need at home to start off?
To start off, we can start with nothing.
Nothing?
You can start with nothing.
Free
if that's
hand.
a problem. Free hand.
No weights required?
Absolutely. To start with. If that's the only, restriction for you to start
Like
training.
push-ups or lunges.
Absolutely.
Or
You can
squats.
do squats. You can harden them by doing more repetitions. You can do them faster. You can time it and do it,
Natural body weight.
Absolutely. There are plenty of exercises. There are so many videos nowadays on YouTube that you can just follow along and do a workout that way with no weights whatsoever. You can just jump for an hour and that's already
There are apps.
huge benefits.
There are apps.
Do apps.
Do you recommend any particular app?
Pardon?
You recommend any particular app for this? Apps?
Apps. Well, I don't, because I use my own app. So recommending an app would be
You are
just
the app.
advertising
You
my
are the
app,
app.
my app, my
Yeah.
personal training app, where I assign individualized programs for my clients. Because
You
I
have
do,
an app?
I do have an app indeed for my clients.
My God, you didn't tell me before.
I didn't tell you before
Oh,
because
okay.
I am there to train you in person,
Okay.
so you do not need an app.
Okay. And when did you start the app?
Just the same time as I started personal training. It was not everyone can afford have a personal training all the times in a
Okay.
week then they train. So sometimes I would have a client once a week and the rest of the time they train by
Is
themselves.
it animated or?
Yeah, it has videos showing exercises. Some of them are me filmed. Some of them
Also,
are
there
just
are videos
automated.
of actual
workout.
personal trainer, and it's up to the individual to follow those
Absolutely,
things.
yeah.
Okay, and
Eh,
it
but
gives
I
you
do.
progress things. And
It does. You can track your progress in weights. And
what was the app called?
my app is called Ryta Wise Fitness app. That's
Rita Wise Fitness app.
but it's not downloadable freely if you're not my client, because I have a very limited spaces for my time.
Okay.
Very in demand.
Do you only train in Scotland or you go abroad?
I do have a couple of clients that I train online currently in Ukraine and in the US.
No, US. So there's big time difference.
There is a big time difference, but we did agree on specific times for check-ins. So I do weekly check-ins with them. So we kind of
Rita Wise Fitness app.
yeah,
Is going well?
it is going well.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say my personal training business is thriving because at the moment I am at full capacity, so I'm not able to take any more
Okay.
one-to-one clients, so only online.
I know a lot of companies have started virtual reality, like Oculus or something, VR glasses. Have you tried that?
I've never tried that. I'm a bit of old school, so yes, I know this is how probably fitness industry will go forward, and I believe there will be virtual personal trainers in the future,
Especially with Apple goggles coming in.
absolutely. There is this element that you can't get from AI, from any technology, which is just this human connection.
Yeah, you can never replace human connection.
I think partially the sessions with personal trainer are therapy sessions, so you do get to know a person, their struggles, because you're not just training the body, you're not just going through the motions and showing them exercises. There are multiple battles that person is going through in their personal life that can have an impact on their physical performance as well. So it's very important to tackle them during the sessions, and sometimes just recognizing that there is something that bothers that person at the moment, and that's what's stopping them from, for example, hitting a new personal best. So you kind of need to dig a little into psychology.
Out of all the workout exercises, which is your favorite workout exercise and which is your
Least favorite?
least favorite?
I have to think about that. My favorite is probably must be squat.
Must be squat.
Must be a squat. A squat, as in sitting down squat.
Okay.
As a big compound movement, it targets a lot of muscle groups while performing that.
And the worst one?
The worst one, I should say burpee, but that's just my personal dislike.
I hate burpee. I hate burpee.
There are benefits to doing burpees or movement very similar to a burpee, but personally, that's not something that I implement a lot.
And I hate push-ups. I rather do lots of barbells, but I just
know
hate.
I'm a huge lover of push-ups or pull-ups or any body weight exercises, because that's a huge.
What's that exercise called where you just hold yourself?
Hold yourself up or pull yourself up? That's
no
pull-up.
pulling, just holding.
Just holding. It could be shoulder retraction, depending.
Now, how long can you hold it?
How long can I
Yeah,
hold it?
1 minute,
I
2
never
minutes?
timed it. I never timed it. I can't tell
It's
you.
hard.
It depends on the day.
If you go to Paris or London, they're scamsters. They say if you can hold it for like 2 minutes or something, we'll give you £100 or 200 pounds.
Okay. Do they
Yeah.
rob you while you hang?
And finally, if some people, cross the limit, they start pulling you down. So you never timed it.
Yeah, never timed it.
Maybe-
Never occurred to me. I might after today,
hmm
just to give you a number.
Okay.
That's very interesting. No one ever asked me that.
There is something called underwater exercise. What is that? Underwater exercises.
Underwater exercise.
Yeah.
So I would say that's probably something to train your breathing.
Does it make it harder?
No, it makes it easier. So
Yeah.
it gives less strain. It puts less strain on your joints when you're performing exercises like that. It does the water creates resistance while you're performing exercise, making it harder in a way, but also easier on the joints.
I know Ronaldo does cycling inside a swimming pool. That was shown in lots of videos.
That's to preserve his joints because
Okay.
of the grinding and prevention of osteoarthritis. So basically,
So it's better for the joints.
It's better for the joints.
All right. Okay. Tell me about supplement. What age should somebody start taking supplement? You told me people can do exercise at 14. Weight training.
Weight training.
So does that apply to supplements also?
It depends what supplements are there for, because they're
The
multiple.
protein powders and stuff.
So protein powder, what is it? It's just an extraction. It's a macronutrient basically that you're supplementing your food. I don't personally believe that you do need that supplement unless you're lacking protein in your diet, unless you're really struggling to eat that from whole foods, because I would rather my clients eat whole foods and gain protein that way. Protein powder is not a magic powder. It's just a simple kind of isolated macronutrient that you just top up, because protein is one of the most important building blocks in our body. So most of our cells are made of proteins, and most of the people don't eat enough of it.
How much
So people
protein you
supplement.
need a day?
It depends on your goals, but for an average person, if we take their weight in kilograms, then we are talking about 1 gram, from 1 gram to 1 gram 0.8. And then if you're doing resistance training, then we're talking 1.8 to 2.2.
So if say somebody is 100 kilos, how much protein should he take?
About 100 grams.
Okay, 1 to 1.
1 to 1, if that's a sedentary person with no exercise, no resistance
Okay.
training, that would be kind of the minimum,
Okay.
the bare minimum that they
Any
should be taking.
supplements like carnitine or something? What do you call?
That just depends on what kind of exercise you do, what your goals are. If you're an athlete, obviously you might need supplements to help with your recovery. Your creatine monohydrate being probably one of the safest and the best supplements that you can take to help you recover from your workouts. But answering your question about the age when, probably not until the person's body is fully formed. So I wouldn't recommend personally taking it before you're 18. Even then, until 25, our body still develops. Our hormonal balance is still not fully there.
Okay.
So I wouldn't recommend taking a supplement if you can have a wholesome, varied diet.
Till 18, you said.
Till 18, yeah.
Okay.
And then again, depending on the goal, depending on how strenuous your exercises are, then there are multiple things that you can take, but none of them are necessary to achieve any goals.
Okay.
They are just there to help you recover better, eat more protein if you're unable to, as I said, consume it from meat, someone who's not a meat eater or vegetarians.
All right. Tell me something. Yeah, we can edit it if you really like, right? What kind of body do women like? There are different bodies. There are a normal body. Then you have model body, 6-pack. right? Nothing big. And then you have these protein monsters, right? You have lots of them downstairs in the extreme gym, right? And there is dad bod. You know what is dad bod, right?
Yep.
Yeah, bodies like that, like stomach
Yeah.
and stuff. What kind of body do women like?
So what we are looking for in men, is that what you're asking for?
Yes,
Man's
yes.
body, right? Okay.
Yes.
I was.
This is for the teenagers to listen to. Yeah.
From just my experience and talking to other women and girls, it's a healthy, lean body. So it's not about the size.
No six pack, nothing.
No, it's not about big muscles or shoulders, big
Okay.
chest, which
You don't
all
like.
men
No,
obsessed
they
with.
don't like protein monsters.
Not really, no.
No.
And that's a probably biggest misconceptions. The misconception that guys have that I need to be big, I need to be that, but actually just body that can perform. So if you can do body weight pull-ups, if you can do push-ups, if you can perform with your body,
Ship
that
shape. No, not a big deal. Okay.
and that attracts people. So yes, 6 packs is.
Additional bonus.
It is an additional bonus, but also it puts a big pressure, I think, on women as well to look a certain way as well.
Okay.
So yeah, I would say just a body that can perform, that I can move.
Okay. Nice answer. Okay. How important is water?
Very important. That's
How much water should you drink a day?
Again, depends on how much activity you do through the day. Depends.
Minimum.
Humidity depends on the temperature, but on a human, so it's recommended 8 cups a day, right? So I usually recommend my clients to drink between 2-3 liters of water.
2-3 liters of water.
Yes, if they are exercising.
Okay.
And if they are doing their 10,000 steps a day, let's say. It just helps all the chemical processes in the body. Helps them to maintain strength. So that's one of the biggest things that you need in the cell while exercising to create energy through the cell is water.
Do you recommend any gadgets?
Like what?
Fitness watches and
Fitness
stuff.
watches.
Yeah.
Depends on the goal. I will always answer probably depends on the goal. But I do personally recommend a fitness watch that counts your steps because that just simply shows you how active you are throughout the day. And with people with sit-down jobs, it's so easy not to do any exercise whatsoever.
I'll tell you what, Rita. I have noticed. I noticed a lot of things, right? So, what I've noticed, anyone wearing a fitness watch is quite big.
Okay.
it's a mind thing. See, if you want to be fit, you don't need a watch to tell you, right? Your mind should tell you, right? Isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A watch helps you to put a number on it, track things.
Yeah, but generally speaking,
wearing a watch wouldn't do anything for you. It's not about wearing a watch.
I've seen a lot of people wearing Apple Watch and stuff, and I finished my.
Oh yeah, people get obsessed about it. 100%.
Whatever.
100%.
And it does nothing for them.
Absolutely.
Nothing.
But that's
for them.
not what I'm talking
and
about.
And go and eat a piece of cake or something.
Yeah. Or people get caught up. My watch told me that I burned such and such amount of calories, and I can have this or that, but it doesn't work that way. Yeah. And that's why when I said fitness watch, I only said count your steps. Because you shouldn't believe what it says in terms of you burning calories because it's very, very inaccurate. And
which fitness watch do you think is the most accurate?
Basic one that counts your steps, and that's all.
Like,
you don't need,
like which one?
It doesn't have to be a branded one.
Okay.
You can have a cheap one from Amazon that just counts your steps. It could be a mechanical one that you attach to your belt, the ones I used to have before all the smartwatches came out.
Okay.
The basic one that doesn't overwhelm you with unnecessary information that you're never going to analyze later on, because a lot of people get caught up in tracking their sleep and this and that for 5 days, and then the novelty wears off and you just spent so much money on something that you don't really need. So just the one that counts your steps, that's plenty.
Any I'm not talking about fitness apps like you yourself. I'm talking about apps like Peloton app. Do you think it's a good?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. Are they good?
Depends. So if what is Peloton or any of that type, it gives you an exercise machine, basically a cardio machine, a bike
With a screen.
If it's, with a screen and someone telling you what to do. So basically your virtual personal trainer.
I have tried Peloton.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you what, no good. There's a screen and a guy comes in front of you and he says, go, 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 stop, go, 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 go. And you can't just follow. You can't stop this guy on the video. Whereas if you have a personal trainer,
It is tailored to you.
And then you can tell me, okay, go faster, go slower, rev it up now. It doesn't happen with Peloton.
Absolutely.
It's complete waste.
For some people, I agree with you that personalized approach is always better. It's always going to be number one. But if we think about the idea behind why they created something like that, is for people who cannot afford a personal trainer, let's say, so they can afford the subscription, let's say. And if that gets them out of, watching TV all day, every day and getting them moving, why not?
You don't have to actually buy a Peloton bike. You can download it on an iPad, put it on your normal bike and do it. Same way there is Zwift. Have you heard about Zwift?
Yeah.
Where if you are my friend, it's like Facebook for cycling.
Yeah.
So we can log in and we can bike together, race together. Even that is boring, it doesn't match up with what a personal trainer does to you.
I would agree with you. As I said, I think individualized is always going to be number one. It's always going to give you most results. It's always going to be more fun. But it does work for some people. And sometimes it's better to do something than to do nothing. So if that's the only option at that time, we'll let people do it.
How many times a week should you do exercise? And
depends
for how
on
long?
your goal.
Just look normal
for
yourself.
a regular normal person, 3 times a week minimum.
3
times a week.
How long?
For how long? Depends on intensity. If you're doing high intensity kind of jumpy stuff and you're sweating and you're almost not taking a rest, then 20 to 40 minutes is plenty for that type of exercise.
Just 20 minutes is good enough.
If your intensity is super high and you're not taking a rest, that's your 20 minutes of hard work.
Okay.
That's we're talking minimum. It's you can extend it if that becomes too easy for you or it doesn't raise your heart rate enough or you're not progressing at that time, then you can extend it. If we're talking resistance training in the gym with weights and rests in between, then we're talking 40 minutes to an hour. Again, if you're an athlete, if you're more serious, if you're prepping for some kind of competition, it can go higher, up to an hour and a half maybe, but it's not necessarily. It's not to say that if you work out for longer, it's going to give you more results. It's not. It should be tailored to your goals and to what you can do. Again, if you have a busy job, if you've got family, if you're just lacking time all the time, then thinking that, I need to work out for an hour or hour and a half, it's not going to be visible for you. So you're better off coming and doing 20 minutes, but doing it consistently for years. It's going to give you more and more benefits than doing a perfect workout for an hour.
When I started exercising 10 years ago, my diabetes had shot up to 15, whatever value. And I was shooting up to very dangerous level till I started exercising and I got it down to 4.5, which is the best. And that is only by exercise. Absolutely. Okay, obviously with medicines and stuff, but exercise did a lot of benefit for me. So yes, it does help. Do you do fitness retreats? Like a lot of people go in a package tour to Thailand and do exercises on the beaches and stuff. Do you do that?
That's one of the things that I have in the books for the future, definitely. I think having a community of people, like-minded people, and getting them together, that's amazing. So I have a group of my clients that interact between themselves.
You should form a WhatsApp group.
WhatsApp group, yeah. So my people interact that way, and then we have team nights out or team bonding events, and we do challenges through online because obviously I can't be
there. You should do it in winter time.
That's what I did just now. We just finished the challenge. It was an advent calendar challenge coming up to Christmas.
The fitness retreat.
with a fitness retreat.
Yeah, you can tell in your WhatsApp group.
It requires a lot of commitment, me being away, but being a single mother is is a bit challenging in terms of being away from family. Because
But hats off to you that being a single mother, you've done podiatric clinic, apps, your own PT business. That's amazing.
Thank you. I want to show my son that a lot of things can be done
There's
if
a
you really want
commando
to.
in you still.
Yeah, I think so. I think commando is just embedded in me since birth. I think that's just important to show a boy.
Do you constantly upgrade yourself, in the sense constantly gain knowledge and go for CPDs and stuff?
Absolutely, that's probably one of them.
What kind of like you do short courses or something?
Yes, so I'm currently signed up to 24, 26 courses that are kind of
26 courses.
pinned in my attention. There's constantly something to learn about. Constantly, and I mean, fitness industry and medical industry is evolving so fast. So many developments. So I think it is important to keep yourself updated. And the biggest danger, I think, in being a medical professional, being a fitness professional, is becoming too comfortable in your profession, thinking that you know it all, or you nailed it, you're a pro, basically. And I think you have to constantly better yourself and learn more, because no matter how good or experienced you are, there is always someone better, or there is something else to learn. So absolutely, yeah. Currently, fitness-wise, about 24, 26 courses. I like to sign up for things and then I lack time to do it, but I do schedule sometime in a week to actually go through them. It just takes a bit longer nowadays.
Your son, what kind of exercises does he do at 10-year-old?
So currently I've signed him up to do swimming, because that's just an all-rounded fitness regime that I think every kid should do. He currently does karate as well. So that teaches him discipline and mental strain that the trainer puts on him. I think is quite good for a boy. And sometimes at home, when he sees me doing things, where if I can't make it to the gym, he will join and sometimes do yoga with me, or stretches, or he would do weights, things like that. Just all rounded. Kids just need to be moving, because nowadays all they do is just being glued to screens. So I think it's important just to get them moving at that age. Don't focus on any particular exercise that they should be doing, any particular routine, class, whatever it might be. Is just to keep them away from being sedentary and for them thinking this is norm. And I think currently the generation, so in the gym where I currently train my clients, I see a lot of teenagers, I see a lot of adolescents actually exercising and doing the gym. When I was young, that wasn't a thing. That wasn't norm. If you went to the gym, you're a fitness freak, or you're trying to lose weight. Where now it is just part of their life, and I think that's quite cool. But the generation after them, I think, is going to be 3 times more sedentary because of the development of technology and screens and online gaming.
When people do, I was reading this article about working out. When you're doing various reps, what should be the ideal gap between reps? Like if you're doing the 12 reps of a barbell, how long should you wait till you do the next rep?
So it will depend on your goals. So if you are going on your goals, and also how heavy or how strenuous that exercise is. If you are really pushing yourself and it's really hard and you're almost close to failure, then we're talking about a minute rest between resistance training sets. About 1 minute. Okay. But if you're going for close to your 1 rep max, you're going for low rep strength work, then it might take you from 2 to 5 minute rest sometimes. Okay. That's how powerlifters train. So it's completely different. If you're doing more kind of calorie burning, high intensity stuff and your weights are not as heavy and it's not about time under tension and going super slow with your exercise, about just, jumping and sweating, then you don't need a lot of rest there. So that's 20, 30 seconds between exercise, sometimes no rest between. So it depends on the goals and depends how hard the exercise is.
I have been listening to this word, cardio. I never got my head around what is cardio. What is cardio?
Cardio is cardiovascular exercise. So is a type of exercise that mainly trains your heart and your arteries and regulates your heart rate and your blood pressure. So cardio machines, such as treadmill, such as cross trainer, stepper, whatever it might be, their main goal is to make the heart beat faster, for longer, and then become more efficient at it. So what you're trying to achieve there is to lower your resting heart rate. So if you were to measure your heart rate right now, is to lower that. That means your body requires less energy, less strain from the heart muscle to keep you alive, basically.
Okay. So basically exercise for heart.
Yes, making your heart stronger. By also regulates.
Is it good for a heart patient or bad for a heart patient?
Absolutely no. It just has to be done right. It is absolutely necessary for all heart patients. Absolutely, because it depends on the reason why people develop heart problems, obviously. But most of the time it's clogging of the arteries that either supply.
So wouldn't this exercise exert if somebody has a heart disease already?
It depends what heart disease. Some people with angina, which is exercise triggered disease, then you have to be very, very mindful about doing cardio exercises. You have to start really, really slow, but absolutely every heart patient should make their heart stronger, no matter the medication, no matter the condition. It's just about the pace and the starting point. So putting someone on a treadmill and making them run when they have a heart disease is not the smartest thing. So they have to sometimes start with as slow as just walking, or walking super slowly, or not even on a treadmill, just walking around.
Tell me, what is CrossFit?
It's a type of fitness programming. CrossFit combines power and strength and agility into one training program. So you have to lift super heavy weights, perform exercises to an end range of motion. So extending, getting your arms super high up, or squatting super low.
So taking it to extreme levels.
Taking it to, a limit, I would say, and doing it super fast with almost no rest in between. So all the CrossFit competitions require you to do this certain time of performing.
And can it be done by any age?
It can be done, again, when starting the training, you have to be mindful with the pace. But yes, starting at 14, basically you can take up any type of training.
But what's the max age you can do CrossFit?
I don't think there is a max age. It depends on...
Because I know one of my friends, he tried doing CrossFit and he did have a heart attack. So that's why I asked, what's the max age?
I get it. I don't think it is an age issue. It probably was not right programming issue.
Okay.
So not starting slow enough and kind of taking it to extreme level too far too soon.
He probably done it without a personal trainer.
As well. So a lot of people do decide when they take up some fitness routine, they take it too far, or they expect too much straight away.
Okay.
Sometimes you just have to take baby steps and build it up.
I was thinking last night about astronauts. Okay. Because you see, weight training is all about gravity. You pick up a weight, gravity is pulling you down. How do you do that in space? Let's say an astronaut is in 6 months in space. They need to be fit. What do? They can't lift dumbbells, no effect. They can't do treadmill. They'll roll over and fall over the treadmill.
That is a very, 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 very interesting question. I never thought of that. And
maybe they can remove the helmet and smash each other, box each other or something.
So
but even that will not help, because the other astronaut will start flying over.
That is very, very interesting. So
they can't do push-up?
What can we do? Move the joints through the full range of motion, not to cause any stagnation of the fluid. That would make improvements. Trying to think, that's a very, very interesting question.
Because future business is space business. Think about it. You can do yoga, but yoga needs training as well.
Yeah.
You can't just do yoga unless you've been trained.
Absolutely. But also, even if you do yoga, if there's no gravity, how you're going to get into a certain position. You can do your
stretchings and the asanas and all the things you can do. Breathing.
Yeah, but some asanas require.
Breathing.
Yeah.
Yoga doesn't need gravity.
It does need gravity. I would debate with you. Yoga does need gravity.
Not all of them.
Not all of the asanas, yeah.
So that's a food for thought for you.
That is a very interesting food for thought, yeah. I am not ready to answer that.
The Americans made a special pen which could work in gravity in space.
That's interesting.
And they spent millions and millions for that. So
I think maybe you and I should come up with some
I'll keep
some
thinking
device.
Tonight. I
think we'll make millions, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll definitely think more about that.
Tell me what interested you in podiatry? This is strange combination. You were additional director for an advertisement company, a newspaper girl, commando, personal trainer, and podiatry.
I get it.
What's the connection?
So medicine always interested me.
Okay.
Podiatry partially is rehabilitation, is exercise if you specialize in biomechanics and the way the body moves. So combination of personal training and medicine, that what probably inspired my choice. So a lot of people underestimate how important their feet are, and a lot of the postural problems, a lot of the muscular imbalances.
I thought podiatry is just about the foot.
It's about lower limb. And that's a huge misconception again. Mm-hmm. Earlier, before it became, podiatric medicine degree, it was just about, skin conditions, and it was just about the foot and the skin condition of the foot.
Most of the people have some nails problem or corn problem.
That wasn't my inspiration, my interest. I was always into biomechanics, the way the foot works.
Okay.
Functionally, and the impact that it then has on your knees, on your hips, on the way you just move through your life. Your joints, absolutely.
Especially during COVID for 2 years. Normally before COVID, you wore shoes, went to the office. It was constantly moving. It was cushioned. But now, if you have hardwood surface in your home and you were walking barefoot for 2 years in COVID. I had a lot of problems with my foot. A lot of problems. I had to constantly get it, remove get the corns removed or something. So shoes are very important.
Shoes and forces that go through the foot, and that's.
And every person has some foot problem in their life.
To some extent, at some point, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually,
so you did a degree in podiatry.
Yeah, degree in podiatric medicine.
So you have a clinic in Glasgow.
I am opening a clinic at the moment. It's almost ready to launch. It's in Southside, called Advanced Medical Podiatry.
Okay. And when do you hope to open it?
When?
My
plan is March.
Launch so quite March. Soon. So you must be very busy.
Hoping so.
Okay. You must be already busy.
I am already, as I said, I'm at full capacity with personal training. Plus, obviously, having my son, trying to be a mum, the best mom I can be.
Well, I wish you good luck for future. We have come to the end of the show. Here's a little hamper for you.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming in.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Well, that was Ryta Wise. I hope you enjoyed the show and gained specialist knowledge and right knowledge, not fake knowledge which you get in social media. Please stay tuned. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. If you subscribe, we'll be able to get more guests like Rita only 75% of the people who watch this actually subscribe. So please subscribe and stay tuned for our next case. Thank you very much for joining in. Thank you, Rita.
Thank you. Thanks, Vinil.